Hi guys, as promised, we wanted to send you a video today, some preparation for our church meeting, for our annual meeting next week. And we want to make sure that we get all the ideas, all the thoughts that everyone has, and we can consider all that. And you have time to think about it and really you're not just confronted with some numbers or with some ideas, and then you don't have time to think about it. So that's why we're making this video. And so hopefully we can all come prepared then for the meeting next week. The two big items for our annual meeting are, of course, the budget proposal and the church focus. For the budget, I'm going to send out the budget to everyone personally today. Of course, anybody who contributes to Aletheia financially, anybody who attends, we want you to get the budget and to think about it. And we want to be accountable to you and making sure that you're okay with how we're spending the money. But at the same time, we ask you that you don't just publish it on Facebook or something like this. So please, it is open, of course, to all members of Aletheia, all those who contribute financially. But other than that, this is, of course, confidential information. So please don't publish it. Those who were with us 6 months ago, a year ago, there are probably not going to be big surprises. You know how we are spending the budget, and so there has not been a major change. So you will kind of see how we have implemented and how we plan to implement the budget in the next few months. But for some of us, we are new. We have not been here at Aletheia when we did this the last time. And so we want to make sure that you also get an idea of the financial situation, what our income is every month, and how we are spending the money. So we plan on, again, like last time, that we make a plan for the next 6 months. And then after 6 months, we will review again and then decide if we feel like we can continue this way or whether we feel the need to make some adjustments. So please take a look, ask us questions if you have, and then come prepared on the 25th to really make the most of the time as everybody shares his or her thoughts. The other big topic is, of course, the church focus. If you remember last Sunday, Justin prophesied 3 words over us, which are so in line with our identity. He prophesied evangelism, prayer, and compassion in the sense of healing for those who are attending Aletheia. So not so much compassion for the poor and needy, but more the kind of compassion for each other within the church. And when he said that, I was really, in a good way, shocked how accurate that is to where we are at. For one, we are doing the Inner Healing series right now. So that is exactly in line with exactly what we're doing right now. And the other 2 things that he shared were prayer and evangelism. And that's exactly the 2 themes that kind of crystallized that were on the table when we talked about the next church focus. And so as a leadership, our suggestion would be that we start with prayer for the next few months. I think it is very right what some of us said, that before we go out and evangelize, we kind of need to prepare ourselves and we need to prepare the city prayerfully. And so our suggestion would be that we really make the next 6 months or so the focus for the next few months to really make it about prayer. After prayer theme, then, if nothing major comes up, then we would like to shift towards evangelism. But before we do evangelism, we really need to pray. Now, what do we mean by prayer? Obviously, we are already praying, but it is true that maybe our prayers over the last few months were a little bit too inward focused. And that was not wrong, that was not bad, because our focus was strengthening our relationships. So our focus was to really be inward focused. But now we would like to prayerfully go out. And that means we would start doing things like praying for the city of Munich, praying for the nations, praying for your own nation, praying for Germany, and these kind of things. Praying for the lost, praying for those who do not know Jesus yet, praying for other churches, praying for our organizations, praying for other Christians missionaries that we have some form of relationship with, and really covering other people in prayer. Prayer, asking God for prophetic messages. That's what last weekend was all about, that we now really practice it and that we really say, God, give me a prophecy for another member of the church. Give me a prophecy for the city of Munich. Give me a prophecy for the church as a whole, and so on. Of course, praying for Aletheia, not just for each other personally, but praying for Aletheia as a church. So those are the kind of ideas that we currently have, and that's the kind of church focus that the leadership is recommending. Now, we can, of course, still discuss on the 25th if something else comes up, but we want to encourage everyone, if you really have some other idea, please let us know soon, because we don't want to start a whole new conversation, a whole new discussion on the 25th, and everybody is kind of surprised by what's coming up. Of course, we also need to be aware that if really prayer is our focus, then that will have to evolve. So we don't know yet what exactly our prayer focus will be. Whether it's more about whether it's more about outreach, whether it's more about praying for the city, whether it's praying more about receiving God's words, prophetic messages. We don't know those details yet. And I think that is something that will evolve over time. But like I said, our suggestion is that we really make that kind of prayer, the kind of intercession prayer, the kind of praying for society and these kind of things, that we make that our focus for the next few months. Of course, also the goal here is not that we just do this organized as a church. Yes, there will be elements that the church will be doing. Yes, there will be things where the church will be saying, hey, let's have a prayer meeting or a prayer evening, or let's spend some more time in our small group or some more time during the service really praying and interceding for others. Yes, of course, that will be part of it. But our ultimate goal is not that we do this at Aletheia, but our ultimate goal is that we all do this at home, that we all learn to really pray for others and intercede for others during our quiet time. And so that's our goal, and that's where we want to go with this theme. Like I said, everything is on the table. If now at the meeting or before the meeting everybody says, no, I don't like the theme, I suggest something else, that's totally fine. We can still discuss. But this is the suggestion that the leadership has for the church for the next focus. With that being said, so these are the two big topics for our annual meeting. We want to ask everyone, come prepared, pray over these two suggestions, the budget and the church focus. Hear God, listen to what He wants to say to you. And if you have any ideas, any suggestions, if you don't like something, or if you feel you have a better idea, let us know as soon as possible. If you can let us know before the meeting, that would be great. If you can't, but then at the meeting you have some other ideas, that's totally fine. You can still bring it up. But the sooner we talk with each other, the better the result will be. So please come prepared on the 25th. Share your thoughts then or before the meeting. Also, one last reminder, if you are not yet a legal member, you can still do so. Actually, legally speaking, you could still do that on the day. So this is not to exclude people. It is not to say, well, you don't have a voice if you're not a legal member. So anybody can attend, of course, and you can share your opinions on that day. But we just have to abide in the legal obligations, and that means that to vote on issues, you have to be a legal member. And so that's just the German law that we have to abide in, and that's why we're doing it this way. So with this being said, I hope to see you all this weekend as we continue our Inner Healing series. And then, of course, we're looking forward to seeing everyone on the 25th. See you there.